Quick220 is a portable 220 volts power inverter that converts 12 volts DC power from a vehicle battery to 220 volts AC power. It has a maximum power output of 2200 watts and is designed to power a variety of appliances and tools that require 220 volts. The features of the Quick220 are: firstly, it converts 12 volts DC power to 220 volts AC power. Secondly, it has a maximum power output of 2200 watts. Thirdly, it uses pure sine wave output. Fourthly, it has a built-in cooling fan. Fifthly, it has overload and short circuit protection. Sixthly, it has light-emitting diode indicators for power and protection status. Seventhly, it includes a remote control. The Quick220 can be used to power a variety of appliances and tools that require 220 volts, including computer servers, air compressors, welders, clothes dryers, refrigerators, freezers, power tools and medical equipment. The pros of the Quick220 are: firstly, it provides a convenient way to power 220 volts appliances and tools from a vehicle battery. Secondly, its pure sine wave output ensures compatibility with sensitive electronics. Thirdly, the built-in cooling fan prevents overheating. Fourthly, overload and short circuit protection protect the inverter and connected devices. Fifthly, the remote control allows for convenient operation. The cons of the Quick220 are: firstly, it is relatively expensive. Secondly, it requires a large and powerful vehicle battery. Thirdly, it can be noisy when operating. Overall, the Quick220 is a well-made and powerful portable 220 volts power inverter. It is ideal for powering 220 volts appliances and tools from a vehicle battery. However, it is relatively expensive and requires a large and powerful vehicle battery, and it can also be noisy when operating. Potential applications for the Quick220 include emergency backup power for homes and businesses, temporary power for construction sites and events, mobile power for recreational vehicles and campers, and powering tools and equipment in remote locations. A power inverter converts direct current (DC) electricity from a source such as a battery to alternating current (AC) electricity. AC electricity is the standard type of electricity used in homes and businesses. Power inverters are used in a variety of applications, including solar power systems, portable generators, and uninterruptible power supplies. There are two main types of power inverters: firstly, square wave inverters, and secondly, sine wave inverters. Square wave inverters are the simplest type of power inverter, and they produce a square wave output. Square wave inverters are typically less expensive than sine wave inverters, but they are not as efficient and can damage sensitive electronics. Sine wave inverters produce a sine wave output, which is the same type of electricity that is used in homes and businesses. Sine wave inverters are more expensive than square wave inverters, but they are more efficient and will not damage sensitive electronics. When choosing a power inverter, it is important to consider the following factors. Firstly, the power output. Make sure that the power inverter has enough power to run the appliances and tools that you will be using. Secondly, the type of output. If you will be using sensitive electronics, you will need a sine wave inverter. Thirdly, the efficiency. The more efficient the power inverter is, the less power it will waste. Fourthly, the price. Power inverters can range in price from a few dollars to several $100s. The Quick220 uses a pure sine wave output. This type of output is crucial for powering sensitive electronic devices. Unlike modified sine wave inverters, a pure sine wave inverter provides a clean and stable power supply that closely mimics the power from the electrical grid. This is important for devices such as computers, laptops, audio equipment, and certain medical devices, as they can be damaged or malfunction if powered by a modified sine wave. The built-in cooling fan in the Quick220 is important for preventing overheating, especially when the inverter is used for extended periods or at high power outputs. Power inverters generate heat as they convert DC to AC power, and if this heat is not properly dissipated, it can damage the inverter and shorten its lifespan. The cooling fan helps to keep the components of the inverter at a safe operating temperature, ensuring reliable performance. The overload and short circuit protection features of the Quick220 are essential safety features that protect both the inverter and the connected devices. Overload protection prevents the inverter from being damaged if it is subjected to a load that exceeds its maximum power output. Short circuit protection prevents damage in the event of a short circuit, which can occur if there is a fault in the wiring or in a connected device. The light-emitting diode indicators for power and protection status provide a visual indication of the inverter's operating status. These indicators can be helpful for troubleshooting problems and for ensuring that the inverter is operating safely. For example, a light-emitting diode indicator might indicate that the inverter is overloaded or that there is a short circuit. The inclusion of a remote control allows for convenient operation of the Quick220, especially when the inverter is located in a difficult-to-reach location. The remote control can be used to turn the inverter on and off, and to monitor its operating status. When considering the Quick220, the fact that it is relatively expensive is a significant con to consider. Compared to other portable power inverters on the market, the Quick220 may have a higher price point. This higher cost may be a barrier for some potential buyers, especially if they are on a tight budget or only need a power inverter for occasional use. The Quick220 requires a large and powerful vehicle battery to operate effectively. This is because the inverter draws a significant amount of current from the battery when it is powering 220 volts appliances and tools. If the vehicle battery is not large enough or powerful enough, it may not be able to provide enough power to the inverter, resulting in reduced performance or even damage to the battery. It's also important to consider that using the Quick220 can drain the vehicle's battery quickly, especially if the engine is not running. The noise generated by the Quick220 during operation can be a nuisance, especially in quiet environments. The cooling fan and other internal components of the inverter can produce a noticeable hum or whirring sound, which may be distracting or annoying. This noise should be considered when using the inverter in noise-sensitive areas such as bedrooms, offices, or campsites. When using any power inverter, it's essential to follow safety precautions to prevent electric shock, fire, and other hazards. Firstly, always connect the inverter to a properly grounded outlet. Secondly, do not use the inverter in wet or damp environments. Thirdly, do not overload the inverter. Fourthly, inspect the inverter regularly for damage. Fifthly, disconnect the inverter from the battery when not in use. Understanding voltage, amperage, and wattage will help to operate the inverter safely. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points in a circuit measured in volts. It's the pressure that drives the flow of electrical current. Amperage is the measure of electrical current, or the rate of flow of electrons in a circuit, measured in amps. Wattage is the measure of electrical power, or the rate at which electrical energy is used or dissipated, measured in watts. It is calculated by multiplying voltage by amperage. The formula is watts equals volts times amps. Understanding this relationship is crucial for selecting the right inverter and operating it safely. In the context of the Quick220, which converts 12 volts DC to 220 volts AC, understanding these concepts is especially important. The inverter takes a low voltage, high current DC input from the vehicle battery and transforms it into high voltage, lower current AC output suitable for powering appliances and tools. It's essential to ensure that the inverter is not overloaded by connecting devices that draw more power than it can handle. Overloading can damage the inverter and create a safety hazard. To determine the power requirements of an appliance or tool, look for the wattage rating on its nameplate. If the wattage is not listed, you can calculate it by multiplying the voltage and amperage ratings. For example, an appliance that operates at 220 volts and draws 5 amps consumes 1100 watts of power. The Quick220 has a maximum power output of 2200 watts, so you could safely operate 2 such appliances simultaneously, but you would be close to its maximum limit. The Quick220, with its ability to convert 12 volts DC to 220 volts AC, opens up a range of possibilities for mobile power solutions. One significant application is in recreational vehicles, RVs, and campers. Many RV come equipped with 12 volts DC electrical systems powered by batteries, which are typically charged by the vehicle's engine or by connecting to shore power at a campground. The Quick220 allows RVers to run standard 220 volts AC appliances and devices without needing a generator or a shore power connection. This can be particularly useful for powering items such as laptops, televisions, small kitchen appliances, and other electronic devices while on the road or camping in remote locations. The Quick220 can be a valuable asset for construction sites and events where access to grid power is limited or unavailable. Construction sites often require power tools and equipment that operate on 220 volts AC, such as saws, drills, and compressors. The Quick220 can provide a portable power source for these tools, allowing workers to perform tasks in areas without immediate access to electrical outlets. Similarly, at outdoor events like festivals, concerts, and markets, vendors and organizers may need power for lighting, sound systems, and other equipment. The Quick220 can provide a convenient and reliable power solution for these events, eliminating the need for noisy generators or cumbersome extension cords. The Quick220 can serve as an emergency backup power source for homes and businesses during power outages. While it is not a replacement for a whole house generator, it can provide temporary power for essential appliances and devices, such as refrigerators, freezers, medical equipment, and communication devices. By connecting the Quick220 to a vehicle battery, homeowners and business owners can keep these critical systems running until power is restored. This can be especially important for individuals who rely on medical equipment or who need to maintain food supplies during extended power outages. In remote locations where access to grid power is limited or unavailable, the Quick220 can be used to power tools and equipment for various tasks. For example, farmers and ranchers may need to operate electric fences, water pumps, or other equipment in fields or pastures far from electrical outlets. The Quick220 can provide a portable power source for these tasks, allowing them to be performed efficiently and effectively. Similarly, researchers, surveyors, and other professionals who work in remote areas may need power for their equipment, such as laptops, GPS devices, and scientific instruments. The Quick220 can provide a reliable power solution for these applications, enabling them to conduct their work in even the most challenging environments. Pure sine wave inverters are essential for powering sensitive electronic devices because they produce a smooth and stable AC waveform that closely mimics the power from the electrical grid. This is crucial for devices such as computers, laptops, audio equipment, and certain medical devices, as they can be damaged or malfunction if powered by a modified sine wave. Modified sine wave inverters, on the other hand, produce a stepped or choppy waveform that can introduce noise and distortion into the power supply. This can cause sensitive electronic devices to overheat, malfunction, or even fail prematurely. The Quick220's pure sine wave output ensures that connected devices receive clean and reliable power, minimizing the risk of damage or malfunction. When selecting a power inverter for a specific application, it's important to consider the power requirements of the devices that will be connected to it. The Quick220 has a maximum power output of 2200 watts, which means that it can safely power devices that consume up to 2200 watts of power. However, it's important to factor in the surge power requirements of certain devices, such as motors and compressors, which may draw significantly more power during startup. For example, a refrigerator may have a running wattage of 150 watts, but it may draw 600 watts or more during startup. It's essential to choose an inverter that can handle the surge power requirements of these devices to prevent overloading and damage. When using a power inverter with a vehicle battery, it's important to understand the impact on the battery's charge level. Power inverters draw a significant amount of current from the battery, which can quickly drain its charge if the engine is not running. It's essential to monitor the battery's voltage and avoid discharging it too deeply, as this can damage the battery and shorten its lifespan. A good rule of thumb is to avoid discharging the battery below 50% of its capacity. To help maintain the battery's charge level, it's recommended to run the vehicle's engine periodically while using the power inverter. This will allow the alternator to recharge the battery and prevent it from being drained too quickly. Alternatively, you can use a battery charger to keep the battery topped off while the inverter is in use. The Quick220, being a portable power inverter, offers a significant advantage in terms of mobility and flexibility. Unlike fixed power sources, such as generators or shore power connections, the Quick220 can be easily transported and used in a variety of locations. This makes it an ideal power solution for applications where mobility is essential, such as camping, construction sites, and remote fieldwork. The Quick220 can be quickly set up and taken down, allowing users to power their devices and equipment wherever they need it. The Quick220 is designed to be user-friendly and easy to operate, even for individuals with limited technical knowledge. The inverter features simple controls and clear light-emitting diode indicators, making it easy to monitor its operating status. The included remote control allows for convenient operation from a distance, which can be especially useful when the inverter is located in a difficult-to-reach location. The Quick220 also comes with a comprehensive user manual that provides detailed instructions on how to set up, operate, and maintain the inverter. In addition to its primary function of converting 12 volts DC to 220 volts AC, the Quick220 also incorporates several safety features to protect both the inverter and connected devices. These safety features include overload protection, short-circuit protection, and over-temperature protection. Overload protection prevents the inverter from being damaged if it is subjected to a load that exceeds its maximum power output. Short-circuit protection prevents damage in the event of a short circuit, which can occur if there is a fault in the wiring or in a connected device. Over-temperature protection prevents the inverter from overheating, which can damage its internal components. These safety features ensure that the Quick220 operates safely and reliably, even under demanding conditions. When using the Quick220 in a vehicle, it's important to ensure that the vehicle's electrical system is capable of handling the additional load imposed by the inverter. The Quick220 can draw a significant amount of current from the vehicle's battery, which can strain the electrical system if it is not properly sized. It's recommended to consult the vehicle's owner's manual or qualified mechanic to determine the maximum amount of power that can be safely drawn from the electrical system. If necessary, the vehicle's electrical system may need to be upgraded to accommodate the additional load. The Quick220's ability to provide 220 volts AC power from a 12 volts DC source makes it a versatile tool for a wide range of applications. Whether you need to power tools on a construction site, run appliances in a recreational vehicle, or provide emergency backup power during a power outage, the Quick220 can provide a convenient and reliable power solution. Its portability, user-friendly design, and safety features make it a valuable asset for anyone who needs access to power in remote or mobile locations.